Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Community Day Greninja with Hydro Cannon and its brand new fast move, Water Shuriken. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now, Hydro Cannon is a massive upgrade for Greninja over Surf, but the star of the show is Water Shuriken. Water Shuriken has insanely fast energy generation. The only fast move in the game with better energy gen than Water Shuriken is Lock On. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out buffed Greninja in the Ultra League. Hopping into the first match, picking up a terrible lead, Virizion into Armored Mewtwo. Immediate save switch into Wall Rain, but the Armored Mewtwo can stay in here. Armored Mewtwo does have access to Dynamic Punch that would hit for big super effective damage. Icicle Spear will be no-shielded Mewtwo. Firing off a charge move here, they end up baiting with the Side Strike. Wall Rain able to withstand that damage no problem and fire off the Icicle Spear. If they try and farm down, Wall Rain will make a third Icicle Spear, opponent will not let that happen, and they're going to fire off the Side Strike, choosing to let the Wall Rain go. Wall Rain did some chip damage, and now it's time for Greninja to shine. In comes Greninja right off the bat. The energy generation from Water Shuriken is absolutely nuts. Already at back-to-back Night Slashes. Night Slash gets the KO and gets the attack boost. Oh my goodness. In comes Kyurem, but Kyurem's gonna have to deal with a double boosted Greninja. Night Slash gets the shield and another boost. You are lying to me. This Greninja is now 4 times boosted. Night Slash gets the shield. Greninja continuing to farm. Greninja shielding whatever they throw here. Opponent goes for the Glaciate to lower Greninja's attack by 1 stage. So this is now a triple boosted Night Slash. Night Slash, massive damage, and another boost. Greninja farms down. In the back, it's Charizard, and it's all over for the opponent. Greninja fully sweeps a team, and that's a good game. Picking up a great lead in the next match, Virizion into Regirock. Opponent going to need to save switch out of here. They save switch into a Gust Staraptor. So the opponent running some pretty serious spice. Wall Rain firing off the Icicle Spear into Staraptor. Staraptor able to hang on with 1 HP and make the close combat. But Wall Rain is extremely tanky, withstanding the damage and denying Staraptor the switch advantage. Opponent has a Shadow Poliwrath in the back, and oh boy, Shadow Poliwrath absolutely destroys Greninja, so Virizion is going to need to take care of it. Virizion committing the shield on the Shadow Ice Punch, and now going to start spamming out Leaf Blades. Leaf Blade will be shielded up by the Poliwrath. Virizion already at Leaf Blade number 2. Virizion, Leaf Blade will be double shielded by the Poliwrath, continuing to farm up and making it to another Leaf Blade. This will not KO. Poliwrath is quite tanky, but that is going to get Poliwrath deep into the red. Virizion letting this through, going to save the shield for Greninja. In comes Greninja. Greninja gets the farm down. In comes Regirock, and the opponent concedes a match. Picking up the dream lead in the next match, Virizion into Shadow Swampert, and honestly this entire team crushes Swampert. Opponent save switches into Tentacruel, and this is honestly a difficult Pokemon for this team to handle. Going to send in the shiny Greninja. I'll be honest, that's gotta be the best shiny in the game at the moment. And again, just the energy generation on Water Shuriken is absolutely absurd. Greninja, definitely not the tankiest mon around, but my goodness, Water Shuriken is amazing. Tentacruel goes for the Blizzard, that's resisted, but that does massive damage. Greninja makes it to the Night Slash here. This will be getting the Tentacruel very low. Opponent wants the guaranteed switch advantage, so they will commit the shield. If they're running Blizzard, you can probably wall the energy with the Wall Rain here. Tentacruel is going to farm up massive energy. They are going to send in the Swampert, realizing the Swampert has absolutely nowhere to go. And now they're basically just throwing it away. Hydro Cannon will connect onto the Virizion. Virizion over-farming as much energy as it possibly can. Another Hydro Cannon will connect. Virizion, not wanting to go over 100, is going to fire off the Leaf Blade. Going for the Undercharge, but that's still going to be enough to KO. Back in comes the Tentacruel, and Tentacruel will fire off the charge move. They go for the Scald. Scald not going to KO, and Virizion has the back-to-back Leaf Blades here. Leaf Blade number 1 will KO. In the back, it's Registeel, and Virizion is in a prime position to close out this game. Sacred Sword will connect, making it to another Sacred Sword, but the issue here for Virizion is HP. Virizion very low, going to send in the Walrein now, and Walrein with the shield advantage should be able to finish this out. Virizion obviously up a shield in a great spot there, but unfortunately running out of HP, so it's Walrein who will secure the win with the Earthquake. Moving into the next match, picking up a very nice lead, Virizion into Ampharos. Opponent is going to be walled here. They're going to need to save switch out of this matchup. They send in Drapion, and Drapion will be answered by Greninja. Again, Greninja with that lightning fast energy generation connects with the Hydro Cannon, dealing quite a lot of damage to the Drapion. Drapion fires off the Sludge Bomb. Greninja able to tank that, and Greninja will be able to outpace the Drapion. That's right, Poison Sting actually generates energy slower than Water Shuriken does. They're going to be firing off the Crunch from this health range since Greninja is pretty low, but Greninja will just be able to go for the Hydro Cannon right away, and this is going to be taking care of the Drapion. In comes the Ampharos. Ampharos is going to get the Volt Switch down, but now Ampharos is going to be stuck against that Virizion. In the back, it's Trevenant, which will be answered by Walrein. And you definitely prefer to be the Walrein in this scenario, as Icicle Spear just hits incredibly hard, and the Seed Bomb from the Trevenant is not going to cut it here. They go for the Seed Bomb. Walrein able to tank it, no problem. In comes the Ampharos, and the opponent concedes a match. Picking up a very tough lead in the next match, Virizion into Giratina. Immediate save switch into Walrein. Opponent is going to respond with Obstagoon. Obviously not a good spot for Walrein to be in whatsoever, but at the very least, the ABB style team is working, and Walrein baits out the counter user, so that way Greninja will not have to deal with it. This is actually a Legacy Obstruct Obstagoon, so Obstagoon will continue to buff their defense while lowering the defense of the Walrein. Walrein able to land another Icicle Spear. Opponent can just get the KO here with the Night Slash, but instead, they're going to buff up their defense once again. Walrein over farming, choosing not to throw the move, and honestly, I love that play, as this means Virizion will get a massive farm down with a bunch of double kicks. Opponent continuing to obstruct, buffing up the Obstagoon more and more, and now it's Greninja time. In comes Greninja. In the back, it's Cresselia, and the opponent is core broken by Greninja once the Obstagoon has been baited out. Night Slash able to connect. Cresselia is going to be firing off Grass Knot. Grass Knot or Moonblast, either one is not going to be enough to KO, but either move is going to be doing a lot more damage than any charge move from the Giratina, so I do like the shield, and Greninja gets the boost again. Oh my goodness. Night Slash gets the final shield from the Cresselia, and Greninja, smelling blood in the water here, is looking to sweep. Grass Knot will be shielded. Greninja firing off the Night Slash. Is this going to be enough to KO here? Night Slash deals massive damage. It's another boost. We see the farm down, and the opponent concedes a match. Picking up a very tough lead in the next match as Virizion leads into Galvantula. Galvantula is an absolutely massive core breaker for this team. Galv isn't seen super commonly in the Ultra League, but unfortunately it's here, and it's going to be a problem for this team to overcome. Farming up and going to fire off the Sacred Sword here. Ideally, you do want to try and go for Leaf Blade in this matchup. Leaf Blade does do slightly more damage, but either way, neither move is going to hit very hard, as of course, not only is it resisted, but it's debuffed as well, and it's about to be 2 stages debuffed as a second lunge is able to connect. Virizion continuing to farm, firing off charge move after charge move into Galvantula, but that just does absolutely nothing. Virizion now going to fire off the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade, again, still not hitting the Galvantula very hard, and Galvantula gets the farm down. They leave with so much energy. This is not looking good. Greninja trying for the farm down here, committing the shield. Galv goes for the lunge. They have the back-to-back, and Greninja is going to have to double shield here. This is very unfortunate. Opponent has a Shift Tree in the back. In comes the Wall Rain, and the opponent sends in a Bubble Jellicent, and unfortunately, this is looking like it's game over. The opponent running a pretty spicy team with the XL Shiftry in the back, and unfortunately, Greninja can do a lot, but its energy is completely walled by that XL Shiftry. So if you're the opponent, all you have to do is just get rid of the Wall Rain, and this game, unfortunately, will be over. Earthquake connects into the Jellicent, but no shields remaining for the Wall Rain. Wall Rain gets hit with a Shadow Ball, and it gets farmed down. In comes Greninja. Greninja farming up quite a lot of energy here and firing off the Night Slash. Honestly, even if we see another one of those boosts, I don't think it's going to help us here. In comes that Shiftry. Greninja firing off the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon will deal big damage to the Shadow Shiftry, but this Leaf Blade is 100% KOing. So long, Greninja. That's game over. Picking up a very tough lead in the next match, Virizion into Cresselia. Cresselia on the lead is a definite core breaker for this team, as it does very well into the Virizion and the Wall Rain. Gonna bank energy on the Virizion and send in that Wall Rain to absorb the energy. Honestly, I do quite like this play. As Cresselia on the lead, definitely a pretty big team comp disadvantage, but going to try and soak energy on the Wall Rain and trust hopefully in that Greninja with shields in the endgame. Wall Rain able to absorb multiple grass knots here as Cresselia continues the onslaught of charge moves. Firing off another Icicle Spear. Again, this does not do a lot to the bulky Cresselia, but over time it will add up enough to the point where the Cresselia is now into the yellow. Cresselia fires off the grass knot, and now it is Greninja time. Greninja so spammy, able to make it to the Night Slash. Is Night Slash going to be enough to KO here? Cresselia commits the shield, so whatever's in back may not be a big fan of Greninja if they're shielding this early. Greninja is going to be shielding up, and again, able to significantly outpace the Cresselia, make it to the Night Slash, and get the final shield from the opponent. Oh my goodness. Greninja going to be double shielding as well. Greninja farming up and going for the Night Slash. Night Slash will be lethal here. Greninja without shields is a bit scary though. Opponent going to send in a Charm Clefable, and this is not what you're hoping to see. This team is ABA weak to Charm. We're going to see the Hydro Cannon fired and a switch into Virizion, firing off the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade not going to be enough to KO. Farming up, now going for the Sacred Sword here. Sacred Sword will be lethal. It all comes down to what is in the back. In the back, it's a Giratina, and unfortunately, this is looking like it's game over here. As sometimes in Go Battle League, hard counters will happen, and this, unfortunately, is going to be one of those times. Going to try and play out of it here, but it's really not looking too likely as Greninja just took too much damage from the charms. In comes the Greninja, but Greninja, man, maybe a boost, but even so, I don't think that's quite going to be enough here. Firing off the Night Slash into that Giratina. Wait, is this actually possible? Can Greninja do this? Dragon Claw, not quite able to KO, but the Shadow Claws after will. Dream lead in the final match, Virizion into Shadow Swampert. Opponent staying in this lead matchup. They now send in Registeel, and they are completely core broken to shreds by Virizion. Virizion more than happy to stay in here, because this team has 3 Swampert counters, but it does not have 3 Registeel counters. Back-to-back Sacred Swords is going to get Registeel into the red. Registeel can fire off the Focus Blast, but Virizion comfortably tanks this. Registeel goes for a Zap Cannon. They get the debuff, but the opponent still in an incredibly difficult situation here. Sacred Sword will be lethal. They've got to have a hard check to Virizion as their final Pokemon. Maybe a Charizard potentially? And it is the Charizard going to pivot into the Wall Rain, playing perfectly to bait back out that Swampert, and then Greninja can clean up the Charizard in the endgame. Blast Burn deals massive damage. In comes the Swampert. Swampert firing its energy here, but Shadow Hydro Cannon will not KO. Wall Rain able to withstand that damage and begin to return fire with Icicle Spears. Icicle Spear number 1 able to connect Wall Rain, making it to Icicle Spear number 2, and this is going to be getting the Swampert low. Swampert is going to let that through. Wall Rain gets the farm down. In comes the Charizard, but bad news for the Charizard. It's going to have to deal with Greninja. Greninja farming up, and honestly at this point, you just go for boost with Night Slash. Night Slash gets shielded by the Charizard. Charizard returning fire and grabbing shield from Greninja as it goes for the Dragon Claw. Charizard firing off another charge move here. We will see the second shield from the Greninja, and that proves to be a massive shield as it's the Blast Burn. Greninja firing off the Night Slash here. Charizard burns the final shield. Greninja continuing to farm, making it to a final charge move, and that's going to be game over as Night Slash takes down Charizard. All in all, Water Shuriken is an amazing addition to Greninja. Greninja doesn't have the greatest bulk or defensive typing, so having a really overpowered fast move is honestly okay for this Pokemon. I don't think Greninja is going to be top Ultra League meta, but it's now an extremely fun anti-meta pick as it's able to generate energy lightning fast, and with its high attack stat, those Hydro Cannons hit incredibly hard. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is sincerely appreciated. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.